That's not a good start, is it? Where's my game? Here it is. Pressed the wrong button. How are you all doing? Welcome along. Welcome along to Wednesday night. And Wednesday night spent on Saxlingham tonight. It was a little bit, I was a little bit up in the air as to whether I was actually going to be able to stream. It took a long time for me to update the game this evening. The servers were running incredibly slow. But we got there in the end, and it was kind of a jump in and see what there was to do here, because I hadn't even had a chance to log into the server and see what there was. Unfortunately, there was a whole field of straw we needed to bale, so we have made a start and got straight into that. But welcome along. Nice to have your company this evening. Happy Wednesday, happy hump day. Hope your week so far has been going well. We've got Jimmy in here giving us a hand, and Chinook as well. And we'll take a little bit of a pause in a second when this bale comes out, because I'll just go through what we've got planned for tonight, or what there is to do on the farm. So, as you can see, we are here. Have a look on the map. Field 16. So this has got a full field of straw in it, so we're getting into this. Jimmy's already down here running the mulcher around, so we should go to this and see that starting to get mulched. So he's in that field working on that. Once he's done there, obviously we can get some lime put on that one, and then get it seeded. Mulch can come over here. And why do I feel like I've ended up in a ditch? Because my cruise control didn't stop. I can see myself on the mini-map. Anyhow, let's get back to reality here. Oh, dog's outside apparently. Don't know how that happened. So we'll get the baling done, and the two grass fields down here, 80 and 82, both need a little bit of fertiliser on it. We do have some slurry, also manure we can put on that as well, if we need to. So that's the plan. Not driving tractors across hedgerows, as we just did. Right, let's turn around and get started. Carry on going with that. Assuming the dogs come back inside, because the boys have both just gone past. Yeah, so how did she get outside? Now we're going to lag. Come on. Catch up, servers. This is not a good start, is it? What's going on here? Let's have a look. Things alright. Just not wanting to drive. I can't hop out. I've been disconnected. That is what's happened. And actually, I'm looking there, and we're dropping frames. Internet's just had a hissy fit. See if that's going to catch up with things. Alright. Hopefully we can get going again. It's not good. I don't know what's happened. My internet's kind of gone ear-shaped the last couple of weeks. I'm going to have to get back in touch with the provider, because it's not much fun doing this. Right. Let's see if we can get this going. I have managed to set up the steering assist using the width of our header, so hopefully I've got that set up right. Right, there we go. I'm going to get these weird bales spawn out the back. Old multiplayer sync. There we go. Good evening anyhow. We're into it. Ollie, how you doing? Nice to have you here. G'day Daniel. Good evening to you, mate. Edsy, how you doing? Welcome along. Craig, good evening to you. How you doing? Nice to see you. And Chinook, hello. How are you? Right. Hopefully things are going to settle down, stay calm, and behave themselves. I hope so anyhow. Anyhow, we'll enjoy a little bit of a sip of whiskey. And admire this beautiful map. I actually took them time earlier this week to open it up in Giants Editor just to see the hard work that Briscoe put into it. And my gosh, there's a lot going on in the background that you just don't know. Hey, Kiwi Gaming, see you mate. Hyper, welcome along. Nice to see you as well. Hopefully, I have a meeting, possibly not this week, but early next week, if all goes to plan, with a local location, undisclosed location, where I'm planning to have our first community meeting for the New Zealand farm sim community. It's going to be here in the Manawatu, penciling the 18th of October. I so hope that we can get a decent number of people to it. Certainly the survey and everything I've done had a very positive response. I suppose it's the kind of survey you're only going to fill out if you were intending or interested in coming to something like that. But yeah, fingers crossed for something happening around the middle of October. It'll be a Saturday. We'll be here in the Manawatu. It'll hopefully be a 3 or 4 hour event. And yeah, we'll go from there. People I've been talking to seem pretty keen to do something. It's not something I've normally been involved in, but they seem pretty keen to give it a whirl. See what it might involve. Go around in circles now. You're at work on the 18th, Ollie. Oh damn, I was relying on you being one of the people who might be able to come. This is frustrating. And my internet's completely died. What is going on here? It has been a long time. Remember, I used to have these issues all the time. It has been a long time since I've had this kind of lava. I guarantee it will happen to you when you're trying to go around a corner, won't it? Come on. Come on. Goodness gracious. These things were sent to test our patience. It's doing a good job so far. You'll think you'll be able to make it. Nice. If I did a Sunday one, you'd be able to go. I'd love to be able to do a Sunday one, Ollie, but it's also not really going to work for me, unfortunately. But anyhow, making plans. I'm hoping towards the end of next week I might be able to share a little bit more about it because it's not going to be too far away. I'm excited. I think it's going to be fun. It'll be fun. I wonder if there's something using up my internet. One of the boys don't have something downloading or any of that sort of carry on. It'll be a afternoon, Craig. Possibly from like midday till 4ish or something like that. The idea being if there was anyone coming from the Wairarapa, Hawke's Bay, Taranaki, you might want to travel, that it gave them time to be able to travel in the morning and not leave it too late for them to get home in the evening. Or make a night of it in the mighty Manawatu. Have a night away. Yeah, it's definitely in process. I'll go down that one. You're not going to go down that one because you're not going to be even near that. Catch that one. Right, I appreciate you guys watching and putting up with this dastardly internet connection. Always the joys of online gaming. Definitely not a far truck for you. Nah, it's not Kiwi. Bonus points if you can bring a friend. Potentially at a dealership, some description. Ollie. I don't want to say too much, in case it doesn't come to fruition. That's the plan. Hey, welcome to bring her along, Craig. Sure should love it. hopefully the internet will improve as the night progresses and bandwidth. Probably bring your wife. I'll probably have mine there too. She might be rent a crowd, wife and kids. I'm sure we'll be able to muster up some interest. It'll be easier once there's something sort of set. And I didn't want to, because I noticed the guys when they've done Llama over in the UK, they'll sell tickets and do their ticketing 3-4 months beforehand, and by the time they actually get to the event, there's a lot of people fall over. So I know obviously there's not as much time to plan something, but hopefully if it's just a day or just a day trip on a weekend, 4 or 5 weeks might be enough notice. And it's more fresh in people's minds to commit to. We'll see. We will see. It's all part of the finding out process. The plan is if it's a success, I'd love to be able to take it elsewhere and I'll use that same concept, same idea, and take it elsewhere in New Zealand. And there's certainly the people around to, the connections I could make through this, possibly make that happen. We'll see how we go. A little update on that. Let's watch the FSG video. Did you set the booms on the tankers to match the sprayers? I believe we did. You're talking about widths for running the steering assist. It just automatically detected the width. So when we were working in the lime fields, it was covering the field with lime on it, was covering the right width. There's a huge interest in the world. She brought your entire setup. Well, there you go. Couples that game together stay together. What's going on? This is the most hilarious content ever. Once again, connection's gone to 0. I can see OBS is just going dropping. Actually, check. Make sure I'm cabled. Yep. Wi-Fi. I'm going to change to that because that'll cause all sorts of issues with disconnections and things. See. We're going to sell entry tickets. There's potentially going to be a cost to Ollie, just because of a couple of things, and any cost will just be to cover expenses. Literally 100% up front with anyone. That in no way do I want to try and make any money off these. That's not the purpose of them. In fact, it's not even an Argsy gaming event. It's, it'll be very clear that it's me hosting it, but it's a farming simulator event. I'm there as a community cultivator. I'm there for you guys, not for me. And while I'll probably do I would love to record some of it and get people's permission for doing that and be able to do a video of it afterwards, but that's just to sort of show the event off to people, similar to what we've done with farm cons and things like that. Anyhow, we'll see what happens. All right. Now I'm curious, did those of you who are here obviously got a notification on YouTube that I was live? Just sort of noticed that so far on this stream, and it's probably the internet doesn't help, definitely noticed on the weekend the sort of viewership, the viewer numbers are a lot lower than normal. I'm just making sure that everyone's getting notifications, that it hasn't fallen off some update with YouTube and that sort of thing. It was very late that I set it up, Chinook, because I didn't realise it was. I can understand it if you tune in and you see this lagging, horrible mess of a stream that's here at the moment, though. Came through for you. Sweet. Oh, that's good to know. Had one pop up. Yeah, you got one too, Jimmy. Nice. Oh, that's good. Let's see now. Let's have a look here. I'm convinced that there's something affecting my bandwidth. You've not had one, Ollie? Okay. That's interesting. Right, let's just check. Steam's not running any downloads it shouldn't. No, that's good. I did, you know what it could be? I changed my network cable the other day. I wonder if it's the network cable's not as good. Because I changed that on Saturday, and I had problems on Sunday and then today. You go on, Dane? Okay, that's good. It's a long time since I've had these kind of... That was one I already had, shouldn't it? Swapped it out, I found it, and I was like, well, that one's longer than what the one I had it. And it wasn't bright yellow like the one I was using. I can do it. But I've already pressed that. Yeah, could well be the cable faulty connection or something. Might have to just swap that around. I'm just going to do a speed test on my phone. I wasn't saying that. Oh, I know I need to do a speed test on the... Yeah, I know. I was just going to compare and see if it was faster on my phone through Wi-Fi than it was on my... Should be something that's not as dangerous to do as this is. Definitely not the game issues, Kiwi Gaming. It's definitely... This is definitely internet. Yeah, my upload is terrible on my phone. The other thing is my antenna or something could have got whacked out of alignment by some wind or some other things. When did I last restarted my router? Wasn't that long ago, because not that long ago. Never cleaned a desk, so there would be PC issues. You should see my cable management now though, Hyper, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. You were going to send me photos of my blanket, but you had to reinstall files. Ah, that's a shame. I'll see it one day, share. How are you anyhow? You good? Hope you're doing well. Who's that? I saw. Who's that standing around? Alright, we've got Ryan in here now, don't we? Ryan and Hyper. Plenty of hired help. Now the other, isn't it amazing? I don't know if anyone saw my post on Facebook about Ola's rock mod that had been basically converted in exactly the same format that he'd made it for 22, converted across to 25 with absolutely no credit for him. Uploaded to Mod Hub, approved, and things, and now it's been taken down. Been incredible actually, because I sort of put a post up saying this, you know, this isn't on. We shouldn't be doing this and shouldn't be having these conversations still. But the varied and contrasting responses we got from that was pretty incredible. Ranging from those who, you know, were disappointed they downloaded the mod and used it already, and those who just feel like it's a mod, get over it. So very, very contrasting in that sense. Plenty of hired help, no tractors to use. Get a contract with use tractors. What do we have as tractors on the farm? We only have 3. 2 Deutz Vars and yeah, go actually destroy harvest yard. Go grab those. Should have contractors' rights to use those ones. That's a good point, Jimmy. You've had food poisoning, Chair. Yeah, I think you said about that the other day. Are you coming better? Are you feeling a bit better now? Sort of setup is really a contract machine. As the initial price of the tank's about 150k, and probably adds another 25k. Those slurry spreaders, yeah, we only lease them as well. Well, I only lease them, so definitely a something you wouldn't own on the farm, that's for sure. Yeah, hello, Joran. How you doing? Good to see you, mate. Glad you're able to log in again. I know you tried to log in before we started. See you back. Hey, Farm Sim Snowy, how you doing? Good to see you, my friend. What's happening? My internet has been horrible so far. Touch wood, it's slowly getting a little bit better. Just hope it behaves itself for the next wee while. Alright. So it's a case of I wonder if it's a server issue then. Server issue. Ryan just got disconnected too. Joran was just saying in chat that his ping's quite high, considering the server location. .74 in New Zealand, that's low. Dark. It was short-lived run, yeah. Yeah. I wonder if it's a server, I wonder if it's with the updates or something like that. I have to do a full hard server reset. If that sorts it out. Yeah, very foggy down here, isn't it? Hard to see. Contrast between the top and the bottom of the field. Right, so just trying to keep an eye on what else is going on. Some lime going on over there, it's good. Some lime on that, get it seeded. I don't know what crops we're going to put in. Is there any preference from anyone? Can't deal with the fog. Can be a bit much sometimes, eh? You can take the potato contract on if you want to. Oh, you want to plant potatoes in our fields? We don't have any equipment for that. I mean, I'm not against it, but it's going to be a tractor halfway between the two farms somewhere. You've got a potato planter, you've got a potato harvester. Yeah, well, field three would be a great one to do potatoes in. You want to? How much is it going to cost to buy some of the equipment? We could start off small. Potato planter. $70,000 for a small one. Toe behind $200,000 for the toe behind harvester. Yeah. Just scared Jimmy away from the server. It's not going to come back. I'm not going to plant it in all the fields, but you could do it in field 3. How you doing, Response? Good to see you, mate. Not often I'm called a legend. I appreciate that glowing greeting. Have I had any problems since the update? I haven't personally shared, but I literally only did the update 2 hours. But I know a lot of people have had problems with the build menu, which seems to be connected to, from what I've read on Giants, it's something done in a map that conflicts with a mod. That's why it doesn't affect every map and every mod. But they are aware of it. New Zealand spec, what, potato planters? Did you? I saw you had some New Zealand, I saw your screenshots of some smart planting you were doing. Here we go. I released a hotfix this morning for PC and Steam, so all issues should be fixed. I wonder if that's why I had to download the update twice. There you go. Well, exactly what Jimmy's just said. Yours was with the Nexat pack. Was it continually updating? I did hear people were having that problem where it would say there was an update and you do the update for it and it wouldn't update. I did hear about that. Where are you going? So close. I keep on thinking the internet's sorted itself out and then it goes and does something like this again. No build menu, yeah. Yep, so I think, what map were you on, Share? One bit per second. someone made a really good analogy. It's like a 100 apartment building, 100 unit apartment building. One person turns the water on, then the water pressure is fine. But if everyone turns the water on at the same time, probably going to find your water pressure is lacking if the pump's not big enough. And Giant's pump's not big enough. Shouldn't have got stuck on Riverbend. Okay, so Riverbend and next that, and you had no build menu. I feel like that's possibly something. Yeah, I don't know. I was reading about it in the partner Discord. Not sure what the problem is. Anyhow, welcome along. If you're only just tuning in, thank you. Any jobs need to be done? Is it? Had another this morning. Yeah, so Giants released a pot fix to fix some. Cedar crop into field 3. Are we talking about? Are we serious? And do potatoes in field 3? I'm down for it. Good. Can't stay and watch day shift if properly stitches you up for the night. Have a good stream. Thanks, Darren. Appreciate it, mate. Stopping and saying hello. Here you go. Once is enough, potatoes. Anyhow, if you are just tuning in, please bear with the lag. I seem to be having a few internet issues tonight. It's causing a little bit of crazy driving, would be the best way to describe it. Hopefully as the stream goes on and the night extends here in New Zealand, and less people are using the internet, I might get more bandwidth. Reinstalled everything minus the Nexat and all works. Ah, there you go. Nexat pack, eh? Is it? Is it? Decided to go spend a month in Europe next year instead of heading back to New Zealand for the team's champ. Sorry, not sorry. It's probably not a bad place to go, Ron. What parts of Europe are you heading to? Be exciting for you. Have you been there before, or is it a first time? All right. What was your question, Yoran? Yoran's found it. Okay, you've found the tractor. Yeah, cool. That's one. Ryan's disconnect. Yeah, that's it. You're starting to sound like a Kiwi. Hey Ryan Goble, how you doing? Good to see you. I'm doing alright. Once the internet sorts itself out, I'll be just fine. Le Mans 24 and Spa 24, 3 weeks in between to go see Germany and Italy and such. Oh, nice. That sounds like a heck of a trip, Ryan. Right, stuffed up before, so skip that one again. Alright, let's have a look here then, while we're doing this. So if we have a look at our potato planters, 150 and 165. Main difference is capacity, that takes 8,000 litres. It's a bit bigger. So this one doesn't take as much. It's gonna, so it doesn't fertilise. You reckon slightly bigger fertilizing at the same time, or do we go another $70,000 to get double the width, but no fertilizer? I didn't actually realise 3 needed. You should be able to get in, and it's probably enough of 16 now to start mulching as well. You're on. Maybe it's something your own can do. So what do we think? What's the consensus on the planters? We've got small, so double the width and a little bit more capacity. Tempted to go. Don't know. It kind of goes against the doing it cheap, because that'll cost just as much as the pull behind harvester. Spend 400,000 on it. I reckon we go 3 meters with the big capacity, but get the smallest. Done. No, Jimmy said the smallest. Yep. No, going back now. 7 miles per hour. I hadn't looked at that. Nah, we'll buy it and then it'll force people to have to do potatoes more often, Ryan. But small adds to the challenge. Here we go. I'm with you on hype. Randy, how you doing? At worst, you thought you'd pop in and say hello and hit the like button. Hope the stream goes well. How you doing, mate? Thanks for stopping in and saying hello. It's getting better. The internet's slowly improving. I'm going to have to troubleshoot this before the weekend, though, because it just won't be much fun on Sunday. Actually, hopefully, we're going to plan on Sunday, going to stream with FSG for the first time in forever, and take a look at the Mercedes DLC, which is out next week. It's only a week to go to that. It's going to come around really quickly. Were you struggling to sell the bales, Chum, to go out there? A long way. So what we're going to do next then to make the potatoes even more fun is we're going to get a trailer and we'll buy actual potatoes rather than seeds, so you've got to fill them up using a pallet of potatoes. How does that sound? How many seeds we're going to need? Do we have? A whole lot of those. I don't know how many we're going to need. Like 8 of those for now. Got a telehandler. We probably won't have a pallet fork, do we? Tools. Oh, we do. So we don't need a pallet fork. We got that. Cruise control wasn't on. Does cruise control still disable when I go into a menu? It does too. Does too. Hey, no, how you doing? Good to see you. Oh, maybe not. Am I still moving? Still moving. So we've got that, What last thing I think we could probably use? Trailer have we got? Do we own one of those? Alan Trellip. Please. That auto load. Go front on the barrels. That's for our potato seed to go on. Doing this all as right as we can. When's the next video on my map? I'm not sure, Kiwi Gaming. Not sure. I've been busy the last few days getting my road markings tidied up. I've finally figured out a decent workflow for getting those done, so actually getting some texture in there added to all my road markings. So that's been the last few days' job, and amongst other things. Started adding some different road signs, just playing around with some of the ones that are available without having to build my own, but I'm going to have to do a few custom ones. And I've actually sent my map to Ola today. I was talking to him and he's going to have a look at putting a flow map on the water plane. So mainly for the river. Not too worried about the little creeks. They're not quite so important, but we'll see. But yeah. Hello Nina, how you doing? Yeah, some lime on that field would be great. Free. You can mulch 16? Yeah, mulch 16. Use the choice. You were looking out for me on Miriam Margoyle's Tour of New Zealand on the BBC. I tell you what, if she came and looked me up, I would have said hello. Apparently small YouTube channels that specialise in a boutique niche game like Farming Simulator weren't high on her list of people to visit. Wait. You know, I reckon Kiwi Gaming, there's a better way to do, because I don't know what people think about Discord. I've always thought about this. Do you know who do it really well? There's one called The Co-op, which is Legacy Ag and like Squash Monkeys in there, and the BC Bueller might be as well. They have one basically that they share. There's someone else too. Is it DR Modding might be? Anyhow, they kind of share Trailer Park Farms. They have a shared Discord, and for their own projects and their own sort of communication, they have their own channel section, and then they do updates and things like that, and people can ask them questions. I think that's a better way to do it than having a Discord each. Like, to be fair, most people in my Discord would be in FSG's Discord. I've always thought maybe I should just be under his umbrella, or vice versa. There's just so much crossover between communities. Is there a huge benefit to having your own Discord? I just think they get lost. Like, I'm probably in 50 different Discord servers. I could count on using just 2 hands. Excuse me, the number I frequent. She did go to a dairy farm. That wasn't mine. Trick for me, unless you already knew the Mercedes Actros 2663. 26 means it's rated for 26 tons, and 63 means 630 horsepower. There we go, did not know that. Learn something new every day, Ryan. Thank you. No, you're currently running on the field with the John Deere 4320, chopping grass with the New Holland 38, and silage working. Nice. Nice one. Right, so once we've finished baling in here, I reckon we'll go down, take the telehandler down. If we take the telehandler, load the pallets onto the back of there. That's going to be fun with my lag, but we'll give it a shot. And then this tractor can take the planter. The telehandler should be able to tow the trailer to the field. And we can use that to keep the planter moving. We'll see. Mate, if you wanted to have, I wouldn't be against it. If you wanted to have a little part of the Discord server, and instead of doesn't even need to be private, or you could have your own private channels, you'd have your own little section. Wouldn't bother me at all. You're in 3, 2 your frequent ones, essentially your own sim team, and the other is the QNOS graphics group, which you never use. There you go. Probably make a much more active server instead of having many servers which are not as active. 100%. 100%. So long as there was a way you could filter out the general chat to be able to, like, so if someone specifically wants to ask a question, there would be a channel for that person. So like the way the other guys do it is, you know, for Legacy Ag, for example, he's a channel he does updates on his project, so people, if they want to know what he's up to, can go there. Or if they want to ask him a question or report a bug, he has his own bug section. It doesn't get lost in everyone else's, but it's all in that same Discord server. I think that's how they should be. It's like everything, right? It's so easy to create your own that everyone does it. Gonna go and try and get some sleep, have a good stream. Cheers, Ryan. Thanks for stopping in and saying hello. I wish you some good shut-eye. Comparing silage spec traders from a 10-year difference for a fully spec 16 tonner, it's nearly $1,000 a year. Nearly 19 grand to just under 28 grand. Is that the difference? Oh, it's gone from 19,000 to nearly just under 28,000. Crazy, isn't it? It's inflation for you. So with certainty, if I got lost in FSG server to see yours, I wouldn't join it. Yeah, and use threads as well. Alright, Yoran's into the mulching. Excellent. Excellent. Off now, good night. Cheers, Ollie. Take care, mate. I'll let you know what day you need to call in sick as soon as I can. Right, things have calmed down, touch wood, on the internet front. I wonder what our chest would cost. I saw a image of a big mother bin on the back of a truck in Australia the other day and hauled off to some new farm, somewhere. Biggest tractor on your dairy farm is the Case 1570, 175 or 180 horse. Well, as long as it does what you need it to do, then that's all you need, isn't it? You always have to have the biggest, as long as it's big enough to do what you need it to do. Been having issues with the game not loading past 89%, shut it down, then there was another 25 updates. I wonder what mini patch was done. So there was some issues, Edsy, with the first patch, which caused some problems with the build menus, and people were having quite a lot of issues. So it sounds like they've patched those, and that was what the second update was for. G'day, Bo. How you doing? Are you calling in from Melbourne? Are you practicing your local dialect for your time overseas? Isn't it great with you over there that we've doubled the IQ of both our countries? It's fantastic. There you go. I jumped the gun with the internet thing. Crikey, mate, there now. Bit suck at Sav, old fella. Stone the flaming crows. Street, you'll be walking around with hawks on your head. The 300-ton motherboard was insane. Yours is 140. 300 is huge. 300 is massive. What are you hauling a full truck out of those? Seems to be there talking pounds or Aussie dollars too, Colin. Lost in translation there. I was talking to Anna. I asked, "Do you want to go?" And Anna, she said, "I'll go if dingoes." You wanna go, Anna? She said, "I'll go with dingoes." Goodness. You've been on the 4Xs, haven't you, Bo? Or are you drinking Foster's over there? He's 7 or so ton in a road train, right? So you're 140, you'd be 2.5-ish road train. It's not bad on those bales, Chinook. It's more than I was expecting. It's one load. I mean, they are big bales, they're even 1,000 litres. Stella. I would find a way to do a proper New Zealand silage bunker in GE. It's definitely something I want to figure out. What do you describe as a proper New Zealand silage bunker, Kiwi Gaming? Are you talking just a pad with the pit built up on top of the bunker? Stack built up on top of it? Oh, goodness, where's that going? I got this bit I missed last time, did it? Australia does some things good, but beer is certainly not one of them. I managed to get into, I can't remember, I can't even tell you what it was now. What was the one I was having in the Gold Coast? Actually, even when I was in Hamilton Island earlier. I can't even remember now. Aussie dollars probably, I'd say to be about 2 to 1. Hold on. Based on the New Zealand dollar to pound. Just over 200k Aussie for the 35 ton. Right. Here you go. Classic dump silage on the ground. Into the side of the hill as well. Side of the hill want to be a bit harder to do. You'd have to actually, to do it in a map, you'd have to model put basically a plane up which becomes the ground, so that then you can tip to the edge It'll be doable. Mass-produced Aussie beer isn't good. To be fair, mass-produced Aussie, New Zealand beer is not that good anymore either, Hyper, compared to all the craft beers that are around now. Don't tarnish all your beers because not all of them, but it was pretty hard to find a good Stonewood. Stonewood was what I was having. I don't know where that was from now. Stonewood. Yeah, Australia. Stone and Wood, sorry. Not Stonewood. I think it's at a Brisbane brewery. Remember now. Byron Bay. That's where it's from. That's right now. Stone and Wood is good. Certainly was one of the few that I found that was tasty. Byron Bay. I got there right, eventually. Man, that whiskey's been going down too well tonight. Good old Pocono Revelation, I think that one was. New Zealand whiskey. You were drinking those a couple of nights ago, it was drinkable. There we go, see? On the same page. Right, well, we're now down and we've got the baling done and the internet's behaving itself just a little bit better. So, the plan, better or worse, we've got that field being ploughed. Ploughing's just about done, which is perfect. Stone picking's making good progress. We're going to be in the state. Mulching going on here. We're going to be in a state in just a minute to go and start getting things sorted. To plant some spuds, getting some potatoes done. I might even try and plant them how we would have planted them back in the day here in New Zealand. The good old headland that you take off first, because this field's going to be actually quite good for it, because it's pretty much parallel, so we'll get some nice rows, especially if we set up off that long edge there. Could work out quite nicely. I've had dead drink since 2012, so you can't really have input here. Rex, how you doing? Did I have any issues with the update? Except for it taking a while? No, but I only updated tonight. There should, at least for PC players, Steam and Giants version of the games, there should have been a second patch, like a hotfix released earlier this evening. And that should have fixed the issues with the build mode. Unfortunately, I imagine if you are a console player, it's going to take a little bit longer for that hotfix to get through Sony and Microsoft. Hopefully that should have fixed issues. It didn't seem to be, obviously they were able to figure out what caused it, or what they did that changed it, what they changed that caused it to happen. It's always the funny thing, isn't it? What did they actually change in the game code to fix it? Root of VB clone once is a joke. It's like a bad joke to me, Hyper. Ah, there you go. Yep, there should be. If you've only done one update 24 hours ago, or a little less, then there should be another one. You're welcome. That's what I'm here for. Alright, there we go. Probably would have had one more bale if I'd managed to pick up all the straw, but Chinook's full, so I'll take this bale with me because I don't think he's going to get another one on. Right, there we go. Let's lift that up, turn that off, and we might as well leave this bale in here, I suppose. Down where? It wasn't worth. I'll go for it now. Wasn't that much, was there? Yeah, I see. That's not that much. There we go. Oh. I picked my header up instead of putting it back down. Pick up. Give most of it to visitors. Free beer's free beer, right? Right, you don't have room for any more, do you? It was full. Alright, there we go. Right, you're on hard edit. Right, that's that job done. And lights off. I see the fog's getting worse before it's getting better. Let's see where I end up after this little lag. Fortunately, I stopped driving, realizing it was about to happen. Okay, I don't know where everything's meant to be stored on this farm, so we're just going to go park this somewhere. Oh. Let's see if we can get back it into one of these sheds. Probably with great difficulty, but we'll try anyhow. It's a drive, I didn't even need to back it in here, it's a drive-through shed. Right, got it done anyhow. Okay, so there's that. Now, where is the telehandler? Find it. I thought we owned a telehandler. Why can't I find it? Ah, Jimmy's got it. Yeah, Jimmy's got it. Nice. Come and grab, there's some pallet forks just next to where I am. And bring it on down to the straw. Out to the store. Lost your connection, must have been snakes. Oh, Bo, never change. Sleep time, Kiwi Gaming. Rest easy, mate. Catch you soon. You haven't lost your connection as well as I have multiple times tonight. Drop your phone in the beer. Yeah, there's our field. It's going to be taters. I don't know, some of it tastes like paint strip or something, how safe your phone is going to be in there. Oh my goodness. Let's have a laugh at me trying to... Might leave it for Jimmy to do the... Jimmy might have to do the pallet loading, I don't know. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to do it. Another shrimp on the barbie. I'll get this out of the way, you can do it. I don't mind. Although we might need to put a front weight on this tractor too. Just get into it, Jimmy. That was going to be a problem. Oh, let's try and run over it again. Oh. Fine. Right, let's have a look. I think I did see a weight back at the farm. We own. Just one. Okay, we'll grab another one for this. Look at that. That's some pallet stacking if ever I've seen it. Right. There's a weight pack that I put in here. It's this safety weight, which I like. I like the look of this one. Paint one. Get it white. Get it paint green, eh? Yeah. One colour or paint red? Design colour. It's design colour. I reckon that's it. Right, like that too. Well, look at that. Jimmy's already fully loaded and good to go. And tidying up. That's some quality telehandler skills there, Jimmy. I'm impressed. Oh, I got the wrong faint green. This is the older one. Oh well. Alright. There we go. Let's head on back and go and make a start on planting some taters for the farm. I was going to say, that's not right. The tractor's going without me. The heck? Look at it. What's going on? That's a new one. I can't actually drive. Yeah. What? It's a whole new level of craziness. I'll hop there and hop back in. And if I go in cab. Yep, in cab's the same. Wow. I knew I was having lag issues, but that's... Yeah. My ping's not laggy enough for that to be an issue. Ghost potato, is it the weight? I don't think it'll be the weight. I've got the weight on other tractors. I've used it on the map before. I'll disconnect it just to double check. No, not the weight. This is a whole new level of special this is. Up is fine. Alright, I'm going to just log out. Alright, we're going to log out and log back in. Get a reputation driving this, as if I don't already. I quit. I'm restarting. Stop your wheels, bro. How are you, Mark? Anyhow, good to see you. Dr. Fish, welcome along, mate. Thanks. Thanks for the lurk. Appreciate you hanging out. Hey Ben, how you doing? Too much IRL work going on today as well. All good, my friend. Catch you again soon. Let's see, we'll re-log in and see if it's any better. Hey, Grumpy Grateful. How you doing? I'm doing alright. Been struggling with a little bit with my connection tonight, which has been a bit on the frustrating side, but I've been there and done this plenty of times before, so I'll work on what I need to do to fix it. Multiplayer, join game. What have you? Look, while I'm waiting for this to log in. Let some stance on that, Brian. This. What is it? Get my monitor. What's the what width is that running? Is that like a 3 meter wheelbase you're running on that? $930. Very cool. Plug back in. See if it's going to be even better this time around. At the 500 club, Grumpy Grey Gaming. 500 subs. Congratulations, mate. It's awesome. Chipped to 360 horsepower. I wonder if you got kicked as I was logging in. Interesting. Right, we are at 89%. grind, but you get there. Oh, just as long as you're enjoying it, mate. It might be a grind, but just make sure you're having fun doing it. And don't let things like laggy streams get you down. I can tell you it is sure easy to sit here and get frustrated, but I'm pretty sure at one point in everyone's lives you've been at that point where the internet's frustrated you or something hasn't worked the way it should, or just remember you're only as good as what you do next. 9 hours last night. You spent 9 hours doing things last night. Oof. It is a grind. Well, money some time for yourself. I fall into the trap of not getting enough sleep. What are we seeing at 89% for? Still loading. Finished streaming at 6:30 AM this morning. Whereabouts in the world are you? What's the time for you now? You're the UK. It's like 20 past 11. Progressed. We've got a wild crow. Yeah. You're out so you can revel in what free Aussie TV has stuff. Imagine if you find my channel on there. How good would that be? Hilarious. Good to see you, mate, though. Enjoy the rest of the time over there and catch up with you soon. Nothing. It offers nothing. Why are we getting stuck here? Oh. Building vehicles still. Was the table rebuilt? Real dirt colour. RDC rebuild each time. I did do a game restart. It's progressing though. Does. You have to do it full Jeep or restart. Give it one more try. We're here to the Whiskey Club. I have, Ryan. I've looked at joining one of those. There's ones you can join where you don't have to, you only pay for the ones you want, which sounds kind of cool. I like the idea of that. Been having that issue with yours and found it was a bell wrapping mod, so I had to remove it. I took off the task list one was causing issues on the Truria and then this one as well. Yeah, the ones where you can choose which ones you want, right, are kind of good. Because you look at it and go, oh no, I don't like, if you don't like a real peaty, smoky whiskey, you wouldn't have to get it. From what you've seen so far, that overdub your voice with some yobbo who says words funny. Nah, they tell you what it is. So at the beginning of the month, or the month previous, they'll tell you what next month's is. And you can say, yep, I want that and get it, or you can choose not to. So it's just, it's basically a bulk buying setup. Let's look, we're at 78%. To 89. Oh, we're stuck at that same table rebuilt. That'll be real dirt colour then that's causing this. Definitely not if you don't like it, don't pay. Oh, we've got past that though, 100%. Okay. If it's actually good and you don't know. Well, that's the gamble, I suppose. That is the gamble. Now, I'm assuming someone's grabbed my tractor. Alright, we're here. And we got spuds. Good work, Jimmy. Let's see what my connection's like. Any better than the past one. So, what I reckon I'm going to do is, this is my thought process with this one. I'm going to come over and start planting on this other side. Now, this feels smoother already. What was a game issue? And what I want to have is, let's have a look. Bring this up. I'll go to steering assist. What's the maximum number of? I can go up to 9. So if I do 9, now the reason I do 9 is we'll stop, we'll do rows, and then I'll do like 7 here, and we'll leave 2 rows unplanted, and that's the in and out, and that's where you turn if you're doing any work in there. And then when you harvest, you come in and harvest the headlands off both ends first, and that gives you turning space for your harvesters. So I reckon that's what I'm going to try and do. And what I might even do is I can put this on here. I'm going to plant this row here. Next one. One more. Contractor. That one there first. Why is that at a different angle? Okay. I have to redo this because I want to automatically, because it's done the rows that way, but I want to do them parallel here. So work direction is going to be 0. That's the arrow. That does move. I've never actually noticed that little arrow down there. That's kind of handy. Is that new, or has it always been there? Probably always been there. Alright. So, run our row properly. Alright, let's turn this sucker on. This is the one that requires power. Let's just go for it. Alright. We're doing it. Planting taters. Now, this is not something I'd want to do with my controller, which would probably go woof, woof, off on the sides. And I want to stop when I get to about the same point at the other end. And that becomes our marker across the field. How about that? Can't drink, stop drinking properly in 2012, and I know every drink I've had since then. Where, when, why. Last abuse I had was in 22 and it ended up in hospital. Alcohol was all they could put it down to, so just stopped. Yeah, fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Does Giants test the mods in game before they put them on the mod hub? I'm not 100% sure on that, Grumpy Gary Gaming. I'm not sure on their mod testing process exactly. And if they do, they would have to... The problem is they can't test every mod against every other mod. Alright, here we go. Done. Might have gone a little bit too far on that one. Hold on. That plant's quite a way further forward than the back of it does. I'll get back to where you were. Let's go back. That's 2. Oh yeah. I'm just looking at the fact there's potatoes in there. 200,000 for the harvester. How you doing farming? How you doing? Finally rained here, flat out oilseed drilling. Nice one. I'm pleased you finally got some rain. That'd be a welcome relief. So let's just have a look. Where's... Okay, so the front of... basically the back tyres are where I need to stop at each end. Why am I doing like this? Just something different. So in New Zealand, when we used to grow potatoes, Ryan, we'd plant headlands across the end and then leave a lane, an aisle basically for turning. So when you're getting in and spraying and growing up potatoes, cultivating them, weeding them, all of those kind of things, you could run down each row and not run over the headland rows. And then when it came time to harvest, you take the headlands out first, and that gives you the turning space at each end. I figured I'd try and do it a little bit. So I always wanted to do it kind of similar to how I used to do it. Right. And I'm going to get... Did I say this is going to be the last stream I'm doing on this server? They should test every modern game to make sure it works as it should before they release it. It just becomes a time thing. Like if they had to test each one individually for... it would exponentially increase their testing time. Even worse. I don't know, what's worse, what's better? Hard to tell. Spud and sugar beet and cereal crops are the main crops grown around Norfolk, as this is your neck of the woods, Grumpy Grow Farming. Is that right? Norfolk is where the oaks was set as well, isn't it? Yeah, that sugar beet was a big crop around there. Always drill headland last, no matter the crop. See, I've heard conflicting advice on that. Some people say drill the headland first, so you're drilling into a softer seed bed rather than a compacted seed bed. Like if you look at what the old, the US guys do, they seem to go around the headlands first and then plant the middle. Used to say they're right. just do the same bit, turning on it once the seeds are in. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out what. Maybe you don't need a topper anymore. You do it to lessen compaction and leave as few wheels as possible. So do you ever run a cultivator or anything over the headlands before you seed them, after you've done the main part of the field? Curious. No, it wouldn't make sense to have one on the game. Only in extreme conditions the last couple of drilling seasons. Right. Gotta shoot the dog, wants to go for a walk. He's bought his lead. They're good like that, aren't they, Grumpy? Take care, mate. Congrats again on the 500 subs. Keep on that grind. Just make sure you look after yourself while you're doing it. And have fun. Keep having fun. Alright. Do you know what I could have done? I just realised I've got row markers. I was thinking I needed to run a line, show where to stop and start on each headland. I could have put the row markers down, except it would have planted. That's the problem. I couldn't run the row markers without planting, so no, I can't do that. Forget about me. Don't know what I'm talking about. We should think about buying the BGA with all that silage and straw and... Just spent $600,000. Or 400. 600. Oh, right. It's not going to take too long, is it? It's going to take a while, but not too long. Always have fun on Farm Sim. It's the best game, even though all the problems. The thing is, none of them are completely, game destroying. They're just frustrating. I think that's the difference. Shoot the dog. That's working pretty well, actually. Get two more up and down. Definitely feel like my internet, like my game connection's a whole lot better than it was. Maybe I just need to restart. Alright, let's just have a look here. Right, so let's have a look. We're into this. I've got planting in there, which is good. The only thing we haven't really done is put any fertilizer on those. Cedar are we rocking at the moment? Harvest season will be on you in no time. I'm honestly dead keen to try and make it over at some stage. Is that right? I'll just come and spend a couple of days on the farm with you. Honestly, I drive better in real life than I do on the game. Pain in the rear to do potatoes so narrow it takes eternity. Sugar beet's the answer. We've combined 11 and 12. Okay. Can't be hard. Can't be hard to get across. Not hard to get to Melbourne. Just finding the time. Yeah, potatoes are fun. Alright. Can't be hard to drive better than I do off Farmersome. That's true. I'll blame lag. That's not quite going to get me down and back, is it? Oh, 20%. Right. Gamble on that. By then someone will be over here to fill us up. Use the lizard T-Rex. Precision farming doesn't pick up, does it not? Let's see, what do we need to be at the end? We were 19, so as long as we are at 10. Fine. Now's the time to visit, otherwise main harvest is going to be mid-October to Christmas. Very busy then. Figure out when to work. Wouldn't be this year. Definitely wouldn't be this year. Oh, it's going to be right on balance. We're at 10. Don't go down to 9. Ah, I went to 9. It's going to be so touch and go. Can't make it work on custom fields. It surprises me. I thought you would have been able to. You might as well continue and finish that field now, won't you? Don't recommend coming during seeding. You're busier than during harvest. Position farming will only pick up original mat fields. Can't make it work. Oh, we're getting some rain. I'm going to start planting now in rain. Oh. January, August isn't great. Not much to see crop wise. All right, I'll keep that in mind for next year. And I'm going to make it back just because I think we're overseeding a little bit here. I think that's because our first run up overlapped. Ah, because this is... I know why it'll be, because this is a end row. Yeah. Worked out alright then, didn't it? Actually, we made it back, no dramas. There we go, got some seed brought over for us too. Beautiful. Any time to plan. Right, let's get this topped up. Go. September would be your best bet. You can show you around here and go up to Henty too. Ah. Alright. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. I wonder if are you buying this precision farming data farming? I wonder if you manually scanned it, you'd probably be able to get it to work. But if you're just using the buy option, that's probably why it's not. Apparently watching me listening to a Ricky Beto interview with David Gilmour and listening to 2 different radio stations. You're quite possibly the most amazing multitasker I've ever met, Colin. That's very, very impressive. It's annoying with that way that the Amity one, isn't it? That beet harvester works. Otherwise, it's really good. Buying soil info, yeah. So I think if you got a scanner, you'd scan it, it'd work. I knew that was going to happen. It's the only way my plan was going to be ruined. It's by a dodgy internet connection. Could hire purchase the harvester. And just lease one comes time. Or just nuts. Yeah. Manual scan might be the easiest. Manual scan would definitely work. Listen to so many things you can't do anything. The only silly thing with me doing this is I'm going to run out of time to finish it off. Modded harvester with spout stays out all the time. Yeah. I saw you share some screenshots too, farming. Still rocking West Aussie on the 16X on 22. I see. No, not that one. Thank you, Hyper. Might as well top up while we're here. Excellent. You. Definitely coming back to someone who's played this fully. Yeah, ruined my plan. I'll just run through it with a cultivator and none the wiser. See. Either that or I sit up for another hour and do this. Planted. Third of the way across? Not quite. Close. Won't do it, you're scared. Okay, yeah, get some more. So if there's 2 there, we're probably going to need... this was 8, so we're probably going to need, I don't know, 12? 12 boxes. $16, you reckon I'm only 1/3 of the way through? Yeah, probably right actually. You're right. So many memories planting spuds. We only had a 2-row planter and a much smaller tractor. This one uses a cup system. The ones we had, I'll try and demonstrate it when we go around. It was lethal. It had needles. Oh, let's reverse. Go forward exit. Alright, so literally, so the spud harvester we used to have had these needles which would poke through a cup, kind of like that. And the potato would get stuck on these two needles. And it'd be on a rotating drum, so it'd rotate round, and it was kind of spring-loaded, and when it got to a certain position, this arm with the needles would retract out and pull out of the... It must have been actually more in a cup like that. So it would pull those needles out, and the spuds would drop down on the ground. Or drop down the planting chute and end up on the ground. It's an interesting way. Yeah, so I was just saying farming, I saw those earlier. Still running on 22 for that, I see. Oh, so we've bought two. There we go. This would also be where that split brake mod would be fantastic. This is where we used to turn around and you just put your foot on the left or right brake and whip the tractor around. What I'm going to be tempted to do is get a little 3-metre cultivator and run it through those headlands just to keep them there, tidy it up. Some of the stuff, oh, yeah, just at Farm Tech was amazing, right? Certainly is. I love how they take like a simple idea and then they just, how it's just progressively evolved. What you think about it. Basic combine. Or how potatoes used to get lifted out of the ground just with a blade which went in underneath them and then the belt lifted them up and dropped them on the ground on the back, and to now having ones that completely automate the whole process just about. Separating stones and dirt and all sorts. Pretty clever stuff. Oops. Might have got the boxes. Tip the seed out. I feel like I'm progressively getting further and further down, aren't I? Yeah, look at that. I need to be doing it with that line on, not this one. What sort of width is that then, farming? Amazon Cayena. Interesting names. 6 meters. Is that the 6001 is the 6 meters? Massey's only just released a twin small baler. Is that the one where they can pick up 2 swaths at a time? Is that what you're talking about? This is what I need to do. I need to have this view on so I can lift up that line. Hey Sebastian. So you slow your canola with buckwheat to combat. Okay. And does the wheat then just die out before you just harvest the canola, or? I knew what you were. I would knew what you were trying to say. Not those lights. This one's on. There we go. Can see a little bit more now, can't we? Russell colour light, right. Here we go. Got my line sorted out now. Took me a while. Oh, it pushes out 2 bales at a time, Colin. Okay. Not a twin. I've seen the ones that they twin where they kind of straddle one baler, and then it has a big arm which comes back and they offset it and straddles the others, and they can line them up. For roading them or for moving between fields. Clever. Hey Rowdy, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Whose idea was this? I need to run a cultivator. Oh, it makes one bale and cuts it in half. Does it make one wide one and then cuts it in half down the middle? Then? Man, I'm going to have a look at this. Sounds fascinating. Let's make them easy to handle. Should be lifting at the end of the green line then. That's my reference point. Yeah, not doing too good. No, not doing too... I'm doing good, not doing too bad. A few internet issues tonight, which has been a bit frustrating, but... I was a bit slow on the update with the patch and all those kind of things, but we got through it. Catch you later, farming. Good to see you, buddy. Have a good one. Those textures are loading as interesting. Nice to have Formula 1 back on the weekend. A little bit disappointed for Liam. It's on for a good result, but pretty cool to see he's getting a podium finish for the Racing Bulls. And yes, I do have a soft spot for Oscar. I've always been a McLaren fan, so stuck through them through thick and thin, and it's certainly been thin the last few years, so I'm certainly reveling in the fact that they're having some degree of success this year. It's pretty cool. Oh, thank you. I'll take a look at it later. Now I wonder. Cultivator. I mean, what? I'm literally gonna grab that and run that around these headlands before I finish seeding. It's 2 standard size bales. Yeah. In that time where I start to get tired. Whiskey's dried up. It's evaporated. I don't know what happened to that. It was, yeah, it was a bummer for Lando. That's that's one thing I don't like. It just happens in sport, right? But some misfortune like that, completely outside your control. You're doing everything that you need to do as a driver. You get let down mechanically, but that's what it's always been like. Same for everyone. Hey Steve, how you doing? Good to see you. Still going strong. Still having fun. Kind of a bit crazy because we're planting potatoes, but good times. Yeah, it still is a mechanical sport, so it happens. 100%. 100%. So for anyone who's only just joined, we made the decision to add potatoes onto the farm. So we're over here planting this field. We've actually bought this field, so we've got a couple of ones close to the yard, both running potatoes. Both good fields actually to do them in because they're nice and long, nice and easy access. There's no real big barrier on the side of the fields. It's actually, as an option, it's quite a good one. The cultivator just appeared. I like it. Happy to see Max still in the top 3. Yeah, definitely looks like a tough car to drive. Saved by his ability to drive it, really. So how many headlands have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 threes is 27. And how wide's that? What's that, cultivator? Or is that 9? Okay. We need to set up that with 3 headlands and then just run the 3rd headland. Take it out. Good plan. Playing Farm Sim Butler Edition. No worries, Chinook. Catch you later, buddy. Thanks for your help. Doing what you do best, which is spending the money everyone else has earned. See, buddy. It would be interesting to see what he could do in an RB, racing bulls. Like, that's what I love, like the one make racing series, like the Toyota Racing Series or whatever it's called now. It's a Formula Oceania that we have down here in New Zealand. It's always been a fascinating one to follow because it is basically you can change your tire pressures and maybe spring rates and cambers and things like that. How much downforce you run, but other than that, the cars are identical: chassis, motors, everything, components, and that's a real good leveler for. And it's had some pretty big names come through it. Farmson Butler edition. Just driving back and forth and getting people stuff. Got you stuck on your jeeps. Red Bull's from Thailand. Yeah, the one of the majority shareholders is Thai, isn't he? Career Cup so successful across the world, you can see what drivers are doing as the cars are the same. Exactly. I love watching, like, when the V8s are on the Toyota Racing Series. It's always a fun one to watch. Just because it's young guys just going hard and not a fast car, but it's an equal pegging. It's a good way for them to get into motorsport and demonstrate their ability. And then you get some of the old dogs get in there and have a go with them, and you be able to compare yourself to someone who's been a top driver in a one make type vehicle. Is pretty cool. Oh, what are we doing? Are we fertilizing the other potatoes, maybe? Getting ready to fertilize these potatoes. The original flavour of Red Bull comes from Thailand. It was just an Austrian with his money that bought it. So we used to be able to buy Red Bull concentrate from a Asian supermarket in Wellington when we were younger. We were back at university. So we'd literally buy this. It came in these little like medicine bottles. We'd come through and buy that, and we would use it in drinks. You'd put a little bit in with your vodka and some lemonade. I used to make vodka Red Bulls. Yeah, you wouldn't want to drink it on its own. It's called M150, then an Austrian. You've got to admire them for what they've done for extreme sports and where they've marketed themselves. Pretty cool. Well, I'm pleased to hear all is good, Share. Welcome back. I'm kind of committed to planting potatoes now, so we might keep on going. And now the internet's sort of behaving itself a whole lot better, so let's keep soldiering on for a little bit longer. Hey, Trucker Shadow, formerly Farmer Shadow, how you doing? Doing some ATS. Good on ya. Hope you're enjoying that. I see it's coming to console. It's a pretty big announcement. Maybe a bit early on that one. Man, this is going to take a bit longer yet. Oh, we're over halfway. We're over halfway. What time do I actually start planting this? This could actually be another hour or so at least to get it done. Oh no. The 9-meter cultivator, Ryan. It's going to tidy up my ends. I've got 2 of these. 2 small ones would have been cheaper than 1 big one. Oh, what am I? I don't know what to press. Wish Farmson would use the triple monitor support from Truxum. It does look good, doesn't it? Yeah, it's certainly upstairs as an improvement. Not as much as I used to. I used to follow WRC heaps, Ryan, but kind of since they did stop coming to New Zealand, and then they had, I don't know, when the Sebastians were winning it all the time, it just got boring, to be perfectly honest. Then Hayden Pad and the Kiwi got screwed over by Hyundai a little bit, and just kind of fell out of love with it a little, WRC side of things. But yeah, I followed it quite a lot during the early 2000s. I no disrespect for those guys, I mean, it's just incredibly talented drivers, but Citroen, Sebastian Loeb and Citroen just dominated, and then he started Peugeot and then go to, like, there was Marcus Grönholm at Peugeot. It was kind of, then Sebastian Loeb came on. We saw some of him, like the old names. I got to see Colin McRae race, and Tommy Mäkinen, and who else was in that? Carlos Sainz, Peter Solberg, that generation of driver. Richard Burns. That was for me. That was, well, not obviously the heyday of rallying, because that was probably Group B and those kind of things in the 80s. Juha Kankinen, those crazy guys, but definitely took a bit of a turn once became a little bit less competitive. I also think they went to too many. I think it got to too much tarmac rally. He lost. It's great to see them back doing Africa, but Africa disappeared for such a long time. A couple of WRC Hyundai i4 engines bolted them together and make a V8 twin turbo hybrid. Is that for the LMP? LMD or LMPH? That's pretty cool. What a cool idea. That's why I love, like, what Mad Mike Woodet's done here in New Zealand with his rotaries, and making a quad rotor and things like that. Guys like that really keep sport's exciting. But it's also things like Red Bull and the internet which have given him the chance to do that, because he has a platform to be able to do it on. And Ken Block he did so much for motorsport that I don't think people realise with his Gymkhana series. Like, the current generation wouldn't even know what Ken Block Gymkhana was. It was cool. It's LMDH, but it used to be LMP1. Ah, what did they charge the D? Because wasn't it limited, mass produced or something? Limited mass production. I can't remember. How's Stella? Le Mans prototype. I'm miles away. So what's Le Mans something hybrid, is it? LMDH. Le Mans dirty hybrid. Stella's good share. She's definitely shared her desexing operation Friday a week and a half ago. So she's recovering from that, but she actually did really well. We didn't have to put a cone of shame on her at all, and but she's definitely mellowed down a little bit in the last wee while. Le Mans Daytona hybrid. And there's the lowercase h just to be like the cool kids, mixing up their type case. No puppies, that's it. No puppies. Don't want to deal with that. Ken Block, he had mad skills. Definitely a talented driver. And as Gymkhana's just got more and more elaborate. Based on LMP2 right. That's going to be the biggest thing in sports developers, isn't it? Containing cost. What was originally in Coca-Cola? It wasn't really aimed at children. Sydney was not very child friendly at all. Oh, that was close. Alright, we're almost at the end of the main rows. Then be into the final headland rows. And I'm going to do something crazy for that too, I think. Smoking was good for you, asbestos was great for building a house with, and nothing wrong with leading your paint or your petrol. Sunscreen was just a figment of your imagination. Baby oil was much better for getting a suntan than putting some lotion to stop it. I'll walk out. I remember when I used to walk 10 miles to school in bare feet on a gravel road. I love those stories. I love how some things were invented. Like the first ever chainsaw. was invented for use in childbirth. I mean, it resembles nothing like a chainsaw of modern days, of course, but the concept of a saw that ran round on a chain. Google it. Honestly. First ever chainsaw. It's fine. Hang on. First chainsaw. First chainsaw was actually the chain ostotome, a manual surgical instrument invented by German orthopedist Bernhard Hein in 1830. Those early tools were used for procedures like symphysiotomy, which is to widen the pelvis during childbirth. There you go. Yeah, who said my streams weren't educational? Oh, 100% was, man. It was, women weren't allowed to be doctors back then, sure. I'm sure it was well intentioned, considering the alternatives. There was obviously a rationale for it. That's how the modern lumber cutting sawmills we know today were first ever considered. Oops. I'm actually really enjoying using the steering wheel. Would be, I don't think it, I still don't use it when I'm recording videos. I think that would be a bit awkward, but just having the task stick down here, it's such, like, it's just so nice to hold. It's really comfy. The ergonomics are fantastic. Now you have people modifying chains, yeah. You know what I'm going to cry is when this server gets turned off or reset or something and all these furrows and rows decide to go in a different direction. All this effort to plant them perfectly in alignment. The only place it's not going to work is up on this end where these trees are. It's going to look a little bit weird on this headland. We'll just have to roll with that. I'm committed to these potatoes. I shouldn't be, but I am. We'll be able to look at the mods if I stay up too much later, see what mods get dropped today. I was going to do some work on my map after this, but I won't be doing that now. Going straight to bed. What was... There was a... I was reading about a kid's toy that was a ring that had like some sort of radioactive material in it that would it glow? It was a kid's toy and it was a ring. I'm sure it glowed at night. Like this radioactive material glowed, but it had a really short, like it was a 7-year half-life or something, so none of it, you can't find them anymore. There's people try and collect them, but there's actually none that still glow or have the effect that they'd had back in the day. But how much they're going to make us minus 200,000? Well, maybe you just have to do them multiple times hyper to make it worthwhile. I mean, we're 500,000 into the can today because we were at 600 when we started. We did buy a new field though. It's an atomic energy lab kit with U-23 in it. Yep, there. There'll be something else that'll come along. I always enjoy the new research today revealed that playing Farming Simulator for more than 37 minutes a day can cause you to have an increased risk of lung problems through excessive flatulence. Like, you get these far out. I'm like, how did someone actually research that? Did what they were researching fail and they came up with an alternative conclusion and then published it anyhow? 500. It was not that much. You're counting the fact we bought a new seeder. We paid 70. What did we pay for this thing? It was 70 grand for this planter, wasn't it? $70 grand for this planter and whatever it is, 15 grand on seed. You can't count this. You can't count the other field. Don't eat beans for breakfast. True. Next thing we'll be doing is cutting all these trees down between the fields so we can have one big long field for potatoes. Yeah. The common quote, what is it? There's lies, damn lies, and statistics. Right, I'm kind of at the point where I'm going to have to make a little tweak to my horses. I'm doing what I want to do. This is where actual GPS would be better. Basically what I'm going to do is reduce the number of headlands so I can keep going on this path. Then I'll come back in later, bring this up, steering assist, take that right back down to there, keep it our work direction 0, there we go. Some main juicy crew of actual farming. Interestingly enough, it's offset a bit more, but we'll fix that when we come back and do the headlands at the maximum number. That's the plan. That's the plan. Problem is now I don't have my markers for the end of the rows. That's the problem with getting rid of this. I need to be even more careful now with Yeah, right time. Much more enjoyable when your tractor's not lagging all over the place. Made a big change. Motivated. Well, thanks everyone who's hung out for longer than normal. Appreciate you staying here. Some good banter. Yeah, Nick Minute. I'll tell you what, at one stage in the stream I was up to 5% of all frames had been dropped, and now I've dropped down to 1.6%. I hope Hyper knows what he's doing. Is he giving me an edge to... He has to. It's my edge for my mark. Legend. Feel free to cultivate the headlands the full width if you want. Do 3 passes on those the whole way across. That'll square off my ends that I wanted to do. Oh, so that's the first time I've managed to do that. So if you're running three headlands on that cultivator, should be the same as the 9 I can do. That should give us a nice curve following. I need this bit here and where I got, and down this end where I got a bit out of whack. Otherwise I've done reasonably well. That bit I just dropped down there. It's the other thing we'd do, because obviously weeds would grow on the bit you don't seed. And we'd come back and harrow that just to get the weeds under control. Or once you're getting close to harvesting. Run a cultivator or something through it. Wait for me. Thank you. There we go. Nice straight rows. Look at that. Beautiful. Go back and do that bit down there. I know you've done it this way. Turn around and do it, won't you? Work out just as I had planned. Alright, better fill up with some seed when we move back down this time. Now we'll just have to plant some more. another field to put some in. Just leave that little strip of 16, we'll come and put potatoes in that. Hmm. I'm not even sure if there's a way when you're making a map that you can specify how many, like the ratio of contracts. Try and make some contracts happen more frequently than others. Yeah, I have to have a look into that. Well, those rows didn't. Those rows going on funny angles, that's weird. Some bizarre texture glitch, isn't it? Planting in the right order, right direction. Strange. This month it is the greatest music countdown on radio in New Zealand, the Rock 2000. So you count down from the beginning of this week into 4 weeks of the top, as voted by listeners, 2,000 songs. Is a very, very good, enjoyable 4 weeks of radio. Spotify gets turned off in the office and we listen to that instead. Alright, thank you, Hyper. My job to try and make these rows look as neat as possible. Yeah, they're flying, there's two people from the UK and a couple from Aussie. Newcastle, I think. Newcastle? So it was Newcastle. Novocastrian. I listen to their podcast all the time. Their Sniper's Nightmare podcast. Such good stories on it, good banter. That's what I put on when I'm walking the dog. You're going to see Def Leppard share. Nice. When's that? Jeeves will come back and clean up after. Look at that nice curve up the top there. Beautiful. Always on in the tractor when your new episode drops. Nice. Good radio. Good entertainment. FarmCon weekend next year. Where is it, Cher? Does that mean you're going to miss FarmCon? I thought you were all set to go to FarmCon next year. No worries, Yaron. I've been quietly impressed you've stayed as long as you have. I appreciate you jumping on the server and joining in. I mean, you weren't expecting me to keep going for this long either. I wasn't expecting to keep going for this long. Someone thought potatoes was a good idea in Birmingham on the Saturday night. No FarmCon for you then, shit, that's a bummer. Funny little patch. What's caused that? Oh look, we could buy our cedar back on special. One, two, three, four, five, maybe? Five rows in the headlands, and then we're gonna call it done. Yeah, it's all finished. What's the... we need to... What's the soil information for the field too? Oh, pH isn't bad. pH might have been worse. Nitrogen though. Some fertilizer put on that too. Fantastic seedbed we're going to have down this end, isn't it? He's still going Ryan. Rats. I mean, I am, but I'm a sucker for punishment, but you're trying to sleep. That's no fun. A little bit of field to roll. Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate you, mate. We got just a little bit to roll. Easy job. You know what's going to happen is when we harvest this, someone's going to come in and harvest it parallel with this side instead of up and down the rows that I've spent so much time preparing. I can see it already. Crazy name started straw pallet factories moved on potatoes. Horses, Hyper. You gotta log in every day and ride them. Oh, Rosy quality control? Fantastic. Nitrogen won't apply on the field even though it needs it. Interesting. It's not a growth stage issue, is it? Can't be. It's an interesting one. You're quite excited to do sugarcane? I only wouldn't do sugarcane because it's not region appropriate. But I reckon we maybe we can get into some other veggies, other root crops. Don't know, he might have can. Alright, to the end of what we can plant here in a second. Okay, that's about the limit of that. Alright. This is for realism because, well, apart from backing up over the hedge, but you wouldn't plant. You can't really roll out and plant bits that are outside the field. I know farm sim will allow you, but you do. Likewise here, you get to just a touch. Yeah. Okay, just a smidge. Right. We're going to do the headlands now. In fact, I'm going to do one more row, just so I can do this with its square. Poplars. I was thinking that, Jimmy, although you can do poplars with. Poplars aren't too bad with like the bio baler or something. Forage harvester. We'll reverse down this one. Alright, now for the magic. Oh, don't lag there. Oh. Okay, so let's go back into our steering assist. Run this right back up to max of 9. Still on 0, so it's back to how we were. So, now, basically we'd come in and we'd end up leaving enough turning space on the end of this row too. This is where it's a little bit weird, because normally if you're going to do this field, you'd would have squared it off. Not really plant around the edge, but we'll overlook it for this exercise. Interesting, I don't know why Briscoe left that bit like that. We ploughed it when we had the plough down here and squared this end off. Rinse and repeat this 4 or 5 times, 6 times. Not going right to the end because obviously you need space to turn around. And it's potatoes New Zealand style. Brought us some seed. Well done, Jeeves. Only had some money to buy a spray. It's at least one. Although from what I understand, it's not worth spraying weeds, is it? Because you get a penalty for using herbicide. No, I haven't actually been back to Roadcraft recently, Jimmy. I honestly haven't had time. 70% with a mix of 100 is enough potatoes. Now we need to get that to 120. So just pick it out as much as we can. No, I literally just have not had time to get back to that. Which is a shame, because I did enjoy it. Like anything, right? Time to do it. It's actually working out alright, because Briscoe's got some good multi-terrain angle on this map. Didn't realise that. Hey Kiwi Sun Farmer, how you doing? I had a weak moment. And keep going. Ryan! Legend, mate. Thank you very much. 2026 farm visit pop. You don't need to pay for me to come and visit you. But thank you. It's very much appreciated, mate. Thank you for being here for the whole stream and being active and participating in the chat. How's your stream, Kiwi? A good one? You're on Saxlingham too, aren't you, on your butter empire? Reviving, was it Grandpa's butter? Well, good to hear, mate. Good to hear. I committed to planting potatoes and then I wanted to do them a particular way and didn't want to leave it for someone to finish off, so here we are. An hour later than I'd normally finish. And still going. So you're having fun though, right? Cheapest form of entertainment you can get. Right, well I reckon we might leave that. It's probably a bit wider than I'd use for a headland normally, but that's going to be a good width for any fertilising or spraying or anything down there. The whole idea would be now, once the spuds have grown, you've got that to access to get into the field, and maybe I will do one more. It does look too wide. You'd use that when you're spraying. You'd have a sprayer that would be wide enough that you'd be able to run along down this headland row to be able to get the full width. So if you did, what else is this going to be? This is going to be 7. This is going to be 7, so be 7.3. So you'd have to have a 21, 42, like a 46 meter boom to get it to work, and then you'd be able to spray over the one side and then spray part of the ends. Or if you had a section control on your spray, you'd just spray out one boom, not the other side. Yeah, we'd leave these little bits. So then the other idea is, Ryan, when you come back to harvest, you've got these rows going the opposite direction to the main rows. You come in and harvest these first, because ideally, obviously potatoes you harvest with the row direction in real life, not so much with Bumson. but you'd come back and you'd harvest the headland off first, and that gives you space to turn the planter and turn the harvester around on each end row. So yeah, so you'd be able to drive down here, turn down with your sprayer if you wanted to go and do some spraying. All sorts. How we normally do potatoes. It'll make more sense at the other end probably where we've got the square headland. Oh, there's a curb there. Then we should create a plan, come in here, and do much the same at this end. Oh. This one's this end's a little bit more orthodox because it's a square end, so it'll make more sense. Not going to get done before midnight. It's taking us a whole extra hour to get this done. We're going to be close to 2 hours planting potatoes by the time I'm done. Here you go. Choices we make. A little bit premature on that. That's why you generally just don't what, Ryan? Sorry. Losing my train of thought. My plant spots. Oh, right, I see. You're talking about the whole fact it's taken me 2 hours to get here. Yeah. Potato brain. Four more. Alright, am I going to need... I don't think I'm going to need to fill up again. I think we should be good. It's done without needing any more seed. Oh, those augers, yeah, they're frustrating how they move. Just wish they'd fix that. It's the one thing that's really annoying. Maybe the AGI pack might help. Some of the augers in that could help, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know why they move around as much as they do. It's weird. Anyhow. Also 1, 2, 3, we'll end up down at the other end. So 3 to go, 2.5 to go. Almost done, Kiwi. 2 more rows. We'll be finished. Thanks for stopping in and saying hello there, mate. Good to see you. Catch up with you sometime soon. Some plans for a first ever event here in the Manawatu. So I know it'd be a bit of a haul for you and then on the weekend, but also if you're able to get down here for it. So hopefully in the next week or so I'll be able to have some more solid plans. Be able to announce some dates and times and whatever the plan for the day. The event. No. Yeah, bales moved too. Did you guys just try liquid fertilizer on it as well? Didn't work. Strange. Does it say, if you stand next to the potatoes, does it say it needs it? Assuming it does. No, there'll still be some fertilizer that needs to go on these potatoes, I think. Cultivator's done. What? No, the cultivator's not done. It needs to tidy up my little mistake I just made. Man, so close to being finished. Just press the wrong button again. I'll tidy it up, Jimmy. Jeeves. Jeeves! Clean up. Aisle 2. Alright, we're done. I'm calling that officially finished on potatoes. Subject to cleaning up my little mistake then. Did you mean to go then, or did you disconnect? Does not seem like a good idea, does it? I don't turn around, nothing happened. Yeah, super chats add up to your XP. Thanks, mate. Appreciate the help. See you, buddy. Just put this here. Not going to rip up anything we've planted already there. Nope, all good. It's out. Power down. There we go. Should be that faux part extinguished. So, quick look now at our layout of potatoes. And there you go. The headlands, so when you come to harvest, we'll harvest those, and we get some nice big long rows going up and down. Done. So, anything else ready to say? It's been the longest stream, 3 hours plus. Please, things have calmed down on the internet side of things. I have to do some research into that. It was obviously a bandwidth issue with my provider, I would say, just from the fact it's settled down and I've not had quite the issues I had earlier. But I'll get in touch with them and see if it's something they can help out with solving. We'll see where we end up. But anyhow, thank you everyone for hanging around. If you stayed here for the whole stream, that's awesome. Appreciate you tuning in. Thank you again, Ryan. That super chat was incredibly generous of you. What else is there? Yeah, keep an eye out. I'm going to hopefully get this stuff sorted out for the first ever in-person event here in New Zealand with the Cultivator program. So keep an eye out for that and leave that all there for Jeeves to clean up. I wouldn't do that to you, Jeeves. But yeah, anyhow, thank you, everyone. Have a good rest of your week. We keep an eye out. We'll try and do something with FSG on the weekend with the Mercedes DLC. Hopefully we can get into a multiplayer server and try some of that stuff out and see how it all goes. And yeah, obviously if you haven't already ordered it, you don't have the season pass and you're interested in it, you can buy it through Giants and use Arxie Gaming if you want to support the channel. Support someone anyhow. Thank you all very much. Enjoy the rest of your day, rest of your week, and we'll catch you again soon. See you later. Bye.